my sisters have already kind of alluded to a question we were asked a few times about why are you here? Um, I guess one point is, when did 90% equal 100%? I don't know where, in whose book 90 is also 100. If you get 90% on the test, you did not get a 100. If you do 90% of the work, you don't get the full uh, uh, you don't get the full benefit because you didn't get to 100. So we're not at 100 yet. So that's one. The other part is, when do we get to say that someone's voice should not be heard simply because you're not from this community? That you shouldn't listen because you're not from this community. You can't understand because you're not from a community. When If we just look at what can happen, first of all, our work is to save lives. Our work is to love on humanity. If we are anyone that is in elected office, your first charge should be just to love humanity. And if that is a problem for you, if there is a lack of understanding at what that looks like, then maybe that's the conversation we should be having. And so, because we understand that we love humanity, and people are crying out for help and asking for answers and asking for advocates who may not live where they live, but the fact that they're asking for people who don't live where they live to come in and also listen and also take that information back, what that says is there was not enough advocacy within the community of those that could be doing the direct work, or they needed help. They needed reinforcement. They needed they needed someone to come in and commune. And so that's why we're here. 18 million people directly affected by the water, by the Mississippi River. 18 million people, 18 million people. So to tell us that we should not care, to tell someone who lives by the Mississippi River, in my own community, in St. Louis, in my district, to tell me that I should not care, to tell us that we shouldn't care. Instead of telling us we shouldn't care and we shouldn't be here, you should be here standing with us, regardless of politics and partisanship. We should be standing together, because if I don't have water, you don't have water. If they don't have water, another group does not have water. So we should be standing together in this fight. But we are all so grateful to be here learning and listening from our brothers and sisters, and including today from the leaders of Red Lake and White Earth communities. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for coming to share with us. We're here because none of us are alone in this work to save the lives of our communities. To the indigenous leaders who have taken the time to share their wisdom and their struggle with us, you are not alone. Listening to the calls, listening to how long these efforts have been taking place, listening to the amount of times that we were told people have listened and not much has happened. We're honored to be here, to lend whatever we can lend, whatever is in our toolbox, whatever lever. And as we learn about the courageous and long struggle to stop Line 3, we stand here today to say we will not let up. The work of water warriors is our work too. I say that because our struggles, they are linked, because we too have had our water violated in Black neighborhoods. The water in my community has been knowingly violated with radioactive waste since before I was born. In St. Louis, Coldwater Creek floods public school playgrounds, endangering our children with U.S. military waste. Your struggle is our struggle, because the climate crisis is heating up and flooding all of our communities, first and worst. Your struggle is our struggle because the headquarters of the largest coal companies in the country are right near my home in St. Louis at a time when we should never be building fossil fuel infrastructure again. We have the technology, we have the resources, we have the leadership of our country's indigenous and black communities who understand that President Joe Biden needs to do the right thing to prevent a climate catastrophe. Your struggle is our struggle because Enbridge has already spilled in our shared river. And what they've shared will flow down to our community. We live on the Mississippi River too. And today, we're coming together to send a clear message to our president, President Joe Biden, to stop Line 3. So thank you to all of you who have been resisting, who have been brutalized, who have been mocked, who have been shamed, who have been pushed back, who've been neglected. Thank you on behalf of your communities, but also for resisting on behalf of every single one of us, including on behalf of my district, the people of St. Louis. Thank you, and thank you for working to save Indigenous lives and Black lives and all of our lives, even those who cannot speak up for themselves, even those who don't understand the value of your work. Your work is for them as well, and that is to be honored and that is to be noted. So thank you all for inviting us to this space. And next we will have someone who has been working this has been doing this work for quite some time and has opened our eyes up that we have been able to travel with over the last 24 hours or so, Senator Mary Cooch.